Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Vyshnavi, your ENT educator at the PrepLadder platform. And with me, I have Dr. Hatim, the student who's from PrepLadder, who's excelled in the recent FMG examination. And I am here to talk with him and to understand his insights to his success story. Before we embark and understand his success story, I would like to give a shout out to those who couldn't clear the examination. I know the pass percentage has been really low, and I'm sure that your efforts would have been really great towards this examination, but this is the time that you should not give up. Hold your heads high and fight strong for the next examination. It's time that we reflect back, understand where we went wrong, understand from the success stories of other students who cleared it on how and what they did to make them get through this difficult examination. So let's take this in our positive stride, and let's not take this on a stride of, underestimating ourselves and not feeling really bad for ourselves, because majority of us couldn't clear this examination owing to the fact that the examination pattern was a little different and a little difficult as well. So let's understand how Dr. Hatim overcome this examination and how he was able to get this result from his own mouth. So welcome, Dr. Hatim, to this session with me, and many, many congratulations to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm very grateful.
Okay, so where are you from, Hatim? So can you give a quick introduction about yourself and your family, and about where you did your MBBS and everything about yourself?
Okay. So hello, I am Dr. Hatim Hassan. I am from Nagpur, Maharashtra, and I did my MBBS from the Awa Medical School Foundation, Philippines.
Okay, and you are a first time preparation for the examination. I mean, you attempted the
Yes,
exam
ma'am.
for the first time, or have you attempted
Yes,
it?
ma'am. This was my first attempt for the FMG examination.
Okay, so I'm sure this is an extremely proud moment for you and your family. Before we go further in the interview, just tell me, how does your family feel at the moment, and where are you right now?
So they're very happy. I am in my house, and everybody is like celebrating, and like they're very happy, like because they were seeing like for the 6 months I was like studying continuously. So at last, so they're very like feeling very happy about it.
Okay, so now let's understand your phase of preparation. On when did you start? How did you start? What was your, go-to source? How did you prepare? All from yourself. We would like to know in detail, because this is an exam that was very tough for most students, and I'm sure that everyone wants to know each and every inch of detail of your preparation. Like, on when did you start? Which year was it? What did you use? How did you prepare? You started with short subject, you started with long subject. Can you give us detailed insights on all of this?
Okay. So I started my study from the third year starting. So from the third year MBBS, I started my preparation, and I started from the clinical subjects because in the third year we were having our clinical subjects.
Mhm.
Example, medicine, OB/GYN, then ComMed and yes, and ComMed. So I started from there, and then I switched to like ENT, ophthalmology, FMT, and then to the non-clinical subjects. So I started my preparation from there, and I used PrepLadder videos first. So like first teacher I saw, like it was Deepak Marwa sir, and it was wonderful, and it was so crisp, and it was very conceptual. So I still remember like I was writing my notes, and I started with the cardiology session.
Okay. So, how did you think that, you wanted to jump to clinical and not do the pre and paraclinical subjects first? Like, did your foundation
Yes.
subjects, were they actually strong from before, or you felt like it's okay, whatever was done prior, let it be, let me start with a fresh start? What was your
So
plan?
I was thinking like that, like in my college, it will help with my the university examination. So
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I started with my third year subjects, or or the clinical subjects like ENT and like medicine, ENT, and then to optha, like that.
Do you think these videos were completely possible to go through in the available period of time?
Like it's difficult, but you have to do. You don't have any choice. like I would like to say, but I was very grateful because like in my time like it was COVID. So like in COVID there was very less classes and I got very much time to see all the videos.
Okay. And
Yeah.
did you make notes side by side while you were preparing with the videos, or did you have printed notes? What was your
No.
strategy? Like when you were
So
studying videos, what were you doing alongside?
So I started my preparation with the handwritten notes.
Okay.
So like after completing five, six, seven subjects, I was very tired for writing all the notes, and I was having very less time to prepare for to prepare for the other subjects. So then I opted for the printed notes.
Okay. So while you were doing the printed notes, did you feel that, at certain points you wanted to add certain things? Did you do that, or
Yes.
you just followed it blindly?
No, no, no. I added my points also, and I also sometimes added in my own language. Like I would write in Hindi sometimes, like to understand it more, and whenever you revise, it will be very good for you.
Okay. And when it comes to solving the question modules along the notes and along with the main videos, did you solve side by side the question modules and the questions of those particular topics?
Yes, definitely. Because I think so. If you like delay somewhat, then you don't like then you don't solve them at all.
Okay.
I would like to say. So,
And when
like
you
in my
solve
case,
them simultaneously, do you think that spaced repetition helps? Like you studied the theory, now you're solving the question, you're able to apply that concept, so you're able to
yes.
recollect what you studied. So did
Yes,
that?
definitely, definitely. So you have to follow that strategy, and you don't have to complicate so much. Like you have to just follow like one source and do as many as questions like possible.
Okay. And when it came to giving, your last part of your phase, when you were very close to the examination, what
Yes.
did you do? Because the content is huge and you have to revise everything. How did you go about it then?
So in the last 15 days of the examination, so in the last 15 days, I made a timetable like I have to finish this subject, and in the last like 3 to 4 days, I I used the hard subject so like anatomy and FMT was very hard for me. So I
Mhm.
did at the last day of the examination, just like one day before, I did like these two subjects, and I also made my 20th notebook or like the mistake book, which we say. So
Mhm.
like that also I have revised in the last day only.
So I think that's a wonderful piece of advice that you've told all the people that, first of all, do the major content from the main videos because that's your primary source of understanding. Because first is
Yes.
you have to understand the concept. Number two, you need to practice the question simultaneously because you will be able to apply the concept that you have read. Number three, you will have to have a book where you're going to write down the important points, be it your own handwriting, be it your own book, be it a printed notes, be it a last minute notes. It's a self book that you make it for yourself that you can revise and read before you go for the final examination. Now, having known these basic pointers for the foundation, can you tell us that did you appear for grand tests before you appeared
Yes,
for the main
definitely.
examination?
Yes. So I started with one grant test per month, and then I increased the frequency of grant test to two and three, and then every week.
Okay, and now why tell me why or how do you feel that this grand test played a role in your final examination? Did it have any relevance?
Yes.
Like, was it, giving you that ability to finish the exam in time, ability to understand the distribution of questions, ability to recollect all the 19 subjects concepts at one time? How did it help you? In what way did this grand test help you?
Yeah, definitely. So I would like to say like first the grant test. So it manages the time. So like you know that you can finish the paper like 1 hour before or like half an hour before. And second, the grant test give us the idea that which are the weak subjects and which are the strong subjects. And third, it gives like you have to reduce your silly mistakes. So silly mistakes are like the villain in our paper, I would say, because
Yes.
like silly mistakes are like they are the mistake which you know already, but like due to the exam pressure you are like you are just doing that wrong. So you have to reduce that very much in the actual examination. So by giving the GTs frequently, you have to reduce the silly mistake. You have to be perfect in your time, and you also know that like which are your weak subjects and which are your strong subjects.
Okay, so when you give a GT, you get an analytics, right? Like how many
Yes.
mistakes you have done in which subject. So did that help you pinpoint in your preparation that this is where I lack and this is where I have to go forward?
Yes, definitely. So like I told you, like that my weak subjects was anatomy, FMT, and also ENT. ENT
Okay.
was my weak. So like I used to revise these subjects when I like see that in my GT, like these subjects are my weak. So I used to revise these subjects on priority. So because like in the next GT, I should not like uh, do wrong in these subjects.
Okay. And when it came to using rapid revision videos, what
Yes.
is your understanding on the use of rapid revision videos? Like how did
I
you use first place?
Yes, yes, I used, and I would like to advise the student that please don't rely on the rapid revision videos, because you need to have a good background in the clinical subjects, because the actual exam it is very hard, and the recalls I think it is like somewhat accurate, but it is also very superficial, because in the exam like there is also exam tension, and also the questions are very clinically oriented. So it is very important that you have a strong concept of that question. And as you know, in this examination, I think only 20 to 30% of the PYQ related topics came. So I think you have to have a very good conceptual understanding of all the subjects, of all the 19 subjects.
So what you mean to say is you should do your main videos first and complement the rapid revision videos to revise that concept quickly so
Yes,
that you are able to finish that subject faster before your examination, whilst jumping only on rapid revision as a
yes,
preliminary
definitely.
course may not be the best choice for everyone. But having
Yes.
said that, if there is somebody who has not really prepared at all in the exam for the exam because of whatsoever reasons, like there could be some health issues or
Hmm.
whatsoever reason, but they do want to attempt the examination, and then I think that rapid revision is definitely a suitable source. Like say they did out of 19, like say 15 subjects, four subjects they
Yes,
didn't do at all because of lack of time or whatsoever. So in that case I think RR is the go-to choice, which because you
yes,
cannot
yes,
leave a subject and go to the exam hall. They can, of
definitely.
course, read the rapid revision part, solve the MCQs, PYQs quickly from there, PYQ topics from there, and at least go to the exam hall with some preparation from that subject rather than blank. So I think
Yes,
that advice
definitely.
is
And I
definitely.
would advise if you have less time, so you have to do that like four major question. Sorry, the subjects, the medicine, then surgery, OB/GYN, and comedy. You should go for like four. You have to do from the main videos. All other you can do from the rapid revision videos.
Okay. So
Yes.
basically, you say that clinical concepts of medicine, surgery, gynec, and because community medicine, we see a lot of questions coming in, you want them, everyone to study the main videos on a
Yes,
priority. Like
definitely.
that is the subjects that you should target at first, and rest of it, you can go along your way. If you want to do main videos, you want to do RR, you can do RR. So I think
Yes.
that's the message you'd like to give them.
Yes, yes, definitely. Like, please, FMGs, I would like to tell you that please don't rely like whole on the rapid revision. It's just for the rapid review of the subjects, but yeah, like they would not contain the concepts of the clinically oriented questions in the exam. So please do your clinical like subjects from the main video, and like other subjects, you can prefer rapid revision, but the more preferred will be the main videos
Yes,
if
absolutely.
you have time.
Yes, I mean, absolutely, I'll agree that because sometimes everyone is not in the same phase of preparation. Some start early, some start late, and of course, we don't want to go to the exam hall without preparing. So, whatever best we can do in the available time, based on that, we can go ahead. And like you said, major clinical subjects, you have no choice but to do the main videos, and rest of it is individual choices of the student what they can do. Now, can you quickly tell me, did you solve the questions from the Q bank? Because this
Yes,
examination,
definitely.
we saw that it was very difficult, lengthy, clinical, long questions, and that actually caused a fatigue in students' brain. Like, first paper itself, they were so tired in the half of the first paper, leave alone the complete paper. Because I've seen and been told by students that, ma'am, पहले half paper ही नहीं हो पा रहा था, मतलब पूरा
Hmm.
उसमें ही brain drain हो गया था. So, how do you think this Q bank solving will help you in the final go?
Yes, because I think that the first paper, in my opinion, it was very lengthy. So,
Hmm.
so I would only like when I was reviewing the question, I would only review it like once. But in my normal GT, I would review like twice or thrice in one
Hmm.
paper.
Hmm.
But this paper was very lengthy, and you have to see the markers of the question. So, like the markers of the question will give you the like the diagnosis and then the next treatment. So that is very important to identify the markers of the question, and also you have to see like in the next oriented clinical view bank of the PrepLadder, you have like the highlighted portion of the questions. So they are very helpful in like doing the diagnosis and like what is the next step. So that is very easy. And like in this examination, like in this FMG examination, it was like 2 step or 3 step question was there. Like they were giving the symptoms, so they were giving the diagnosis, and they were just asking what is the next step. So like that questions. So like same amount of the knowledge, like same with the NEET PG examination. So like very well, so like very same question with that.
Okay, so I think that when you're solving the questions, those key highlighted words which are there will sort of stay in your subconscious memory, and you will be able to link those keywords together and be
Yes.
able to at least reach the topic. Because most of the times when you're reading lengthy questions, most students don't even know or understand कि कहाँ से क्या question हो रहा है. So I think the keywords that you have while solving the questions will help you connect the links together and be able to get to the answer more quicker. And since you have already practiced it prior, it becomes more easier for you in the final exam, because you know the keywords what you should look for and match those keywords and arrive at an answer.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely. And I would like to say, like, you have to solve as many questions as possible, because the main thing, like in the main exam, like you will not have the fear of solving the questions, and you will have like the similar question you have solved somewhere. So it will
Correct.
come in the exam definitely, and you will not, and like you will not do it like wrong at that time. So like that is very much important. If you do it like wrong in here, so it's okay, but you don't have to do it wrong in the main exam.
Yeah, so I think getting familiar with the question is very important, and that familiarity with the question will only come with practice. And to
Yes.
be able to solve that question right depends upon how core concept is strong. So, first, to get the familiarity, to get your concepts right, please learn the lectures. Beat and I mean, in general, if I have to say, beat your textbook, beat your complete comprehensive videos, you have to do it. Solve the custom module, solve the pyq topics, solve the pyq topics and around that the questions, and solve the clinically integrated questions which we have. And then your preparation you can complete by giving grand tests, right?
Yes. Yes,
And can you
definitely,
tell
ma'am.
me some of the scores that you got in PrepLadder's grand test?
Okay. So I started with like 160 marks. I think 160, 170 was my base. Then
Okay.
I think my top score was 205, like that. And in the main exam also I got 205.
And that's amazing.
Yes. So
Yeah.
so like when giving the GT of PrepLadder, I think it's like very hard. And the same type of question came in the real exam,
Okay.
because like we were expecting like a bit like very easy paper, because in the June like in the Jan FMG it was very easy, and the
Hmm.
PYQ topics was very there, like
Hmm.
it was so much. But in our exam, I think so only 20 to 30% was paper was PYQ. Rest is like it was very new topics to us.
Okay. And can you tell us, like, now that we know about your GT journey and through the entire phase, what did you do just one day before the examination? Like, how did you calm yourself?
Yes.
I'm sure you would have a lot of anxiety and a lot
Yes.
of stress. How did you calm yourself?
I just studied my 20th notebook, which was my like the mistake book, and I only read that thrice or 4 times like that. Then somewhat IPCs, but no but no IPC came in the exam. But it's okay,
Mhm.
like you have to just revise like the pediatric milestones and everything, which is which is forgettable. And like that all the ratta tables, like you have to do
Mhm.
this like one day before the exam, like that.
Mhm.
And just don't be like afraid. And also you have to do if like I was not that much confident in the anatomy images, so I just like brief through the like images once more.
Okay. So meanwhile, we progress through our interview further. For all those who are watching the interview live, you can give your questions in the chat box, and I'm sure Dr. Hatim will be more than happy to answer those questions. And
Yes.
whilst the students are giving in their questions, let us understand more that on the exam day, because everyone knows, like everybody's talking about it, that the exam was really difficult. Can you tell us what was it exactly in the exam hall? What made, or what do you think is the reason why many of the students could not do it? I'm very happy for those who did clear the examination, but yes, there is an unfortunate situation where we see that most students have not been able to clear the examination. So on for them, what do you have to say? Like, what
Yes.
was it in the exam hall? What was the paper like? Because you have attempted it firsthand, nobody else can give them a better insight more than you.
Yes. So like before going to the exam, like I was thinking that I will get like 100 marks in the first paper, and then in the second paper I will get like more 100 or more like 120 marks, because yeah, because my clinical subjects were strong. So, so while giving the first paper, it was very hard. It was very lengthy, and you can't review it like once more. So I think the first paper was very much modeled down for more like for the most of the students, because it was so much lengthy, and it was so much unknown topics that it was a very moral down. And like we didn't have the hope like that the second paper will be like somewhat easy. We were expecting like that the second paper will be also hard, but the second paper was like tricky, but it was solvable. So I think you don't have to like lose your hope in the like in the first paper. You have to go till the end, and you have to fight for all the questions. And like you have to like you have like 2.5 hours and 2.5 hours for the examination, so that until that last click of the examination, you have to try your best in that 5 hours. Like there will be fatigue obviously, but you have to overcome. And like you were preparing for the 6 months for this examination, so that 5 hours so they are nothing in the like in the 6 month preparation phase for you.
Okay, so I think that yes, that's absolutely right. That when you face a difficult paper in the first go, your morale is already down. You feel that I'm anyways going to fail. Let me just quit it right away. So I think
Yes.
that notion should go away. And no, it is more easier said than done, because the student who's going through the process is definitely facing it, and we've never seen such sort of difficult, lengthy questions ever coming in the FMG examination. So first of all, I would not say that most students that it's their fault that they were not able to clear.
Mm.
I would say that the pattern was absolutely different. And going forward, maybe we can have such patterns coming. So what we can do best is prepare ourselves to get tougher by each day, and go head on to the examination hall to fight that paper with more courage and strength the next time. So
Yes.
I think that was a wonderful piece of advice given by you. And there are some questions that I'd like to take. Some students are asking, should we go for NEET PG PYQs and INI-CET PYQs? What do you have to say
Yes,
on that?
yes, definitely you have to go for that. Like I did my NEET PG PYQs like only 1 month before the examination. I did all the PYQ of like 4 years or 3 years or 4 5 years, I think so. And also INI-CET, like I knew that like INI-CET level was very high, but the topics are like really repeated like sometimes. So I did also INI-CET PYQ, and also AIMS PYQ I also did. So like it was very helpful in the main examination, because these are the repeated questions, and like there are very high chances that it can come in your exam also.
Yes. So do you think that it takes a lot of extra time to do this NEET PG PYQs and INI-CET PYQs,
No,
or
I
a
think
little bit more than the regular time?
I think so. These like these questions are already covered in your Q bank. if you solve your Q bank thoroughly and religiously, so these questions are already covered. But but you can do like so you can go an extra mile and also do this like particularly for this subjects and this subject and this subjects.
Okay. And then there is another question by Dr. Narendra. He's saying, when did you give your first GT? Like, how many months of reading, or when was it? Like, you started in your third year, right? So, when did you give your first GT?
In my third year only, I gave my first GT, because you have to start as soon as possible for the GT, and you don't have to see your scores. You just have to see your graph if it is going up like that.
Also, I'd like to just add in a point over here that, see, when you're giving a GT, maybe that you don't know, you've not studied medicine, but you're appearing for the GT. So what would happen is you would at least be oriented to the questions. You
Yes,
would know
definitely.
that these questions are important, these topics are important. So when you go back to that topic later to study, your brain recognizes that, yes, this was a question that was asked, this is a topic that is
Yes.
important, and you give more emphasis on that topic and read it more religiously. So I think that giving GTs is no harm. Whether you do good or bad, it's another story. But giving a GT itself is important to first get oriented to the topics, to understand what kind of questions can come, and how to go forward, where to give your attempts maximum, like what are my weak areas. And especially on the prep ladder GT, I have seen analytics myself. I know which student is doing good where, doing bad where. So we know how to tell them that, please take this direction, this is your areas where you're lacking on fact based question, you're lacking on concept based
Mm.
questions, you're lacking in this subject, you're lacking in so and so sub concept. So we will be able to track a student's performance and be able to guide them when they give the question bank test and be able to give the GT. So I think that I would strongly recommend for all students that practice is something that will push you forward. To get the practice, you will have to take up the Q banks, you will have to take up GT examinations, and that will be your foundation to go to the exam hall with much more confidence and be able to crack the examination with ease. Okay, so there is another question that how to solve Q bank, like main Q bank, or do you have any rapid revision Q bank? How did you do the Q bank?
Just go with the flow, just like you, if you watch a video, then you have to do, definitely you have to do the Q bank. If you don't do now, then you will do it never, because afterwards then you have to always revise your notes and then do that. So it's very important to do the Q bank as soon as possible, in my opinion, because like I used to say myself that I would do like space revision, but it never worked for me. So I would prefer to do like as soon as possible after the video, and you will go good scores also in that. So it will be a like it will be a like confidence booster for you.
Okay, so I think that was a wonderful session hearing out your journey. Before we close the session and before the last few questions that I have for you, I'll ask you a few rapid fire questions and you can just
Okay.
say yes, no, or maybe. You'll just have to give the answer is yes
Okay.
or no or maybe. Okay, because this will give an insight to students what they should do, what they should not do based upon your journey. Like they may take it, may be useful or may not be useful for them. Okay, so what is your take on clinical complete Q bank that we have, clinical Q bank of PrepLadder?
Yes, you have to do it.
Okay, grand tests.
Obviously, you have to do it. They are the main stem for your preparation.
Okay, videos or complete lecture videos of all subjects.
Also, complete lecture videos for the clinical subjects, and then rapid review for the smaller subjects.
Okay, use of single source versus multiple sources.
Single source, definitely.
Okay, and should you revise single time or multiple times?
Obviously, multiple times.
Yeah, so I think this summarizes the entire information and gist that you wanted to tell to the students about how to prepare. And before we end the session, do you want to talk about any educators who helped you through your journey and any specific shout out to your favorite educator that you would like to tell?
Yes. So first of all, Dr. Marwa sir. So Deepak Marwa sir, he is like the god for FMGs and also the god of medicine. So
Yeah.
like you cannot go to the exam without watching like his videos. So first of all that. And then Dr. Neha ma'am, very important, Neha Taneja ma'am, for the PSM. I think like some 40 questions came, and like they all so they all were from the ma'am notes. And next, I would like to say your name, ma'am. Like your ENT was like very crisp and concise, but it was my weak subject. But I did my very best to like do very good in examination, and that's it.
Okay, and do you want to give a shout out to your parents, your family, because
Yes.
they, I'm sure, were your backbone through your entire phase of preparation?
Yes. Like I would thank you, like first to my parents and then to my relatives, because my relatives was also very supportive in my preparation. And then to my friends, like if you don't have your connection with your friend during the preparation, like it will be very hard if you are preparing from home. Like I was preparing from home, then I used to call my friends like every day or like every weekend, and then we have to like a good chat about how is your preparation going, like what are you doing, what am I doing. So and if it is possible, you have to have a study partner with you. But it like it is like sometimes it is very difficult, but uh, if you find one, then it is very good to have a study partner, and then you can combine your study and study.
Okay, so I think the stress buster you have told regarding your family, your
Yes.
friends, having that
Don't
inner circle
and
around
don't
you.
leave your friends behind. So during the preparation, you have to talk to your friends because they are also having the same journey with you. And
Correct.
like this is not a competitive exam. This is just a clearing exam. So your friend support is very like important in this.
Yeah, so I think they motivate you, you motivate them. Your low times, they are there for you. In their low times, you're there for them,
Yes.
and you all together will be able to make it much better going ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so there's one last question. Dr. Narendra is asking me to please take it. So, is reading general pediatrics enough for pediatrics? Because the rest of the pediatrics is mostly covered in medicine and surgery. So,
Yes.
did you have any specific preparation when it comes to pediatrics?
I think pediatrics, you have to go for the milestone first, and then for the general pediatrics, it's okay. Like if you do Marvasa's video, then you don't have to do the pediatrics like for the cardiology pediatrics. Like I think it's covered, and and like you can go for the rapid review also for that.
Okay, so I think Dr. Narendra, it's answered. And yes, I think with this we will conclude our session. And genuinely, it was a very heartfelt talk with you, Dr. Hatim. It felt genuinely nice to meet you and understand your insights on preparation. And I'm sure this is going to help the rest of the learners who are going to appear in the next December examination. And I would wish them with all love and support from my end that don't get disheartened. It's very, very easy to say for me, I know that, but if I were in your shoes, I'm sure that I would be equally disheartened as you are. But nevertheless, take some time, take a gap of some days, a week or so, relax yourself, calm down yourself, tell yourself that you have maybe failed, but you're not finished yet. You can still go ahead, you can still crack the examination. This was out of a blue paper, it was not your mistake. So please try and get back your energy in every possible way, so that now when you go to the exam hall, you are ready to fight with the examination paper head on and really stronger than before. And we are here to help you in every which way possible, personal mentoring, or whether it is to guide you on how to go through the process, or whatsoever it is, academic or non-academic. I'm sure me and also Dr. Hatim for that matter will be
Yes,
able to help you
definitely.
on a personal basis to guide you through the journey, going forward. So with this, we will take your leave. Thank you, Dr. Hatim, for having
Thank
joined
you.
with us. We will see you, later for the NEET PG preparation. Take care and bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.